Well, hello, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio on this Friday night. And tonight we're on the panel. We've got Jimmy from Knightswood and the one and only Bridge. Evening, guys.
All right, Fox. All right, Bridgeman. How you doing tonight?
Oh, no bad, Jimmy. I'm recovering from my bout of man flu.
Hey. Women don't understand, mate. The man flu is the worst flu in the world.
Oh, I know.
My sympathies are with you, my friend.
I love it. Can I just say a huge good evening to you guys in the panel? Massive good evening to the boys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
So what are we going to talk about tonight, guys?
Well, very first thing we're going to talk about, for me anyway, Fox, is welcome back, pal. Nice to hear your voice and you sound a million times better than you did. So I'm hoping you're over that man flu thing. And you're not going to smit the viruses onto us.
I'll try not. Jimmy?
Yeah, well, I think the big talking point for a lot of Rangers fans I know is young Ross McCrorie. It was something that I actually broke last season. I said to you guys here that I had a source that had told me that Ross McCrorie would either leave in a loan or a transfer for next season, and no said it was poo-pooed, but a lot of guys say that should never happen, will never happen. And it has happened. So, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I know we did discuss Ross McCrorie versus Greg Docherty, who would be the best player to go forward this season. My personal opinion is I like to think that we could give Greg Docherty a chance this season, not Fox. So, well, it's no nice to say that the Ross McCrorie's gone for a season, but if the gaffer thinks he's surplus to requirements at this time, then we wish him all the best down in Portsmouth. Hopefully he comes back a better player, and we will see. Time we can only tell. Shrewsbury thing for a loan for young Greg Docherty done him the world of good. So let's see if he can bring that forward and help the Rangers team come this season if he's included in the first team squad. So best wishes to Ross. Sorry to see you go just now, pal, and I hope things work out for him.
Yeah, here. I can't disagree with you. I think he for the last couple of seasons there, he struggled a wee bit, particularly under Gerrard, because Gerrard's brought in and made some of our players a bit better quality, a bit higher form, a lot more tempo to the game. And I think we saw some of the games that we managed to see Ross in, not saying all the time during the game, but sometimes his first touch was dreadful and his second touch was a tackle, So those are the things. That just might be the difference of quality of player you're getting and the pace of the ball and things like that. I don't think he's doing himself any favours, and this might in fact be the chance of a lifetime for him to go down there and play somewhere down in England at that level. Might be really good for him, and hopefully he comes back a far better player if he comes back at all. Because I noticed that they have got an option if they wanted to. They're looking to buy him. Want an option to buy. So if the boy's successful, then the chances are he could stay down there. That'd be up to the Rangers, to be honest.
Can I just jump in there? The technical guys there seems to be no sound on the Facebook, so if you guys can have a wee look at that, if you don't mind. A few people saying that they can't hear nothing. But
you hear that, Foxy?
I hear that. Old School Blue will have a look
Old
at
School will do
that.
that.
Okay.
Can I carry on with Bridgeman was saying? What I'm disappointed is the type of team that Ross McCrorie is going to. I mean, it's League One in England, and I know some would say that's probably would it be in par with the Bolton half-hour Premiership. I was reading a few forums today about Ross McCrorie, and a lot of guys saying, well, how can we lend out a man who's or a boy, a player, whatever it is, who played 30 games for Rangers last season, first team games, and then we decided to put him out on loan. And as I say, last season, there is the information I got is that the gaffer wasn't happy that he'd actually chapped his door and kind of, no kicked the door down, chapped the door and asked why he wasn't getting playing after he'd been playing so many games. seemingly the gaffer wasn't happy about that. He thought he was being fair to everybody. So it's came to fruition, as we say, pass. So he's went down there. I thought he'd have went to a better team than Portsmouth. I thought at least he'd have been to a championship team. So honestly, for me, I know he'll get games every week. I don't see how that he can enhance much at Portsmouth unless Portsmouth are challenging to get into the championship. That's only my opinion. But if the boys want the first team football, guys, then he's going to get it at Portsmouth. He's certainly not going to get it up here.
Can I just say on that, Jimmy, we have to be very careful what we say, because Portsmouth they're in League One, and that's where Charlton were until the end of the season, end of last season. They get promoted from League One into the Championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I understand that.
What I was going to say was we've taken a Rebo from Charlton, who were last season were a Championship, a League One club. So there must be no bad level.
Yeah, it is not a bad level. My thinking on that, Bridgeman, is that he's played 30 games for Glasgow Rangers, as we all know, and so now he's gone to Portsmouth, and we all know that the Portsmouth of old were one of the big clubs in England at one time, probably in the top 12. So it's going to be a good move from it in a lot of ways, And if he comes back next season the same as Greg Docherty does, and let's hope that Greg Docherty shines for us this season, Bridgeman, then nobody will be more happier than me. But I wish him all the best, as I said. There is a lot on different forums that are unhappy. No saying unhappy, but they're kind of mystified that a man that's played 30 games is led out. So, but we'll go with the flow. We've got to go with the gaffer says. The gaffer says that's the way it's going to be. So that's the way it's going to be. So
is it no? But is it no true to the point where I personally thought that I thought that the season before, I thought it was a tremendous season for us.
Yeah.
Remember the game against St Mirren, he was bossing it, and all of a sudden two stupid tackles ended up a red card. And I say stupid tackles, they were really stupid tackles,
Yeah.
So I think sometimes that's what I was talking about. The pass comes to him and it hits the wrong side of his boot, or it hits him in the shin, and before you know it's a lunge. And, when he's playing against the youngsters, that lunge is, 6 inches faster, 6.6 a second faster than it is in the league, because the other guys are pretty quick too, So he was a lot faster in all his movements, and he could get away with that. And the leagues we're playing in, no, he can't.
Anyway, guys, we've been joined by a couple of callers here. I think Dave Kingswine was the first in.
Yes.
The other caller on the phone will come to you in a minute, and Stardog will just wait in the background. Evening, Dave.
Evening, lads. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How you doing?
Long time no
here.
All right, Dave.
We're all very well, guys. We're all very well. Indeed, we
Long
are.
time no here, pal.
Happy. Absolutely. Don't take offence, buddy. Just been working really hard, unfortunately. So, no kudos on news or upset for you guys. It's just purely working hard. That's all, guys.
Cool.
Anyway, Dave, before you make your point, I'll just get the other caller in on the phone and we'll see who that is. Oh, he's gone. Anyway, right, Dave, carry on.
My point tonight, guys, was I was just listening to you guys talk there, and I thought, Ross speaking about Ross McCrorie, and I thought, couldn't you argue with any of the points that was made? I thought all points were valid, absolutely 100%. I think at the same time, though, is this a sign of progression? Do we look at this a sign of positivity? Me, for one, Ross McCrorie was one of the guys you'd have in the centre of the park last season, and he would knock people left, right and centre. I always remember the Old Firm game, and there was a still pose photo where he was knocking one of the Celtic players, like he headed him, missed the ball and absolutely headed the guy, and I thought, buzzing, loving to bits, he's Rangers through and through, true blood, loving to bits. But do you guys think this is a sign of progression in terms of, because I don't think anybody would sit here and say they can bad fault the guy, he's not done anything wrong, and people are confused why he's been saying anything wrong, he's not done anything wrong, and to the point as well, he played 30 games, he's champing on the guy's door saying, what's the script, how am I not getting a game? But at the same time, is it just logic that says, well, we're moving on, you've served us well, but we're moving on? And that's not to say that we're diminishing them or we're letting them go, but, there's players now that we want to have a pedigree to take us further, because realistically, we didn't win the league last season. We didn't get through in Europe last season in terms of winning it. So is this just a sign of progression? We're bringing in new players. We still think you're part of the team because Gerrard quoted he was a future captain for Rangers, and I still think he is. He is that pedigree, but he's not there yet. But to get us where we need to be, he maybe needs to take a back seat while other players come through. What's your thoughts on that, guys?
Well, I've got my own views on it, and I think Ross has been a wee bit impatient for me.
Yeah.
I think he's noticed the new signings that's came in, and instead of maybe just hanging on and keeping his mouth shut, the boy's done a part for us. But I don't think over the year with Steven Gerrard he's improved technically enough, or the manager would have kept him there. And I think that the manager was also willing to let him go out on loan. And I think there's been words between that. This is only my opinion. I think there's been words. Because once Rangers have put a condition that there's a right to buy on that as well, I think that there's been a wee bit of tension between the two of them.
Can I come in there, Fox?
Aye.
I did say it his last season, if you remember, especially Big Al, the global ambassador, doing the Oz and that. My source had told me, and that there was words spoke. He was impatient. He felt that he was getting a lot of game time, and then all of a sudden the game time disappeared. And I'm not saying the boys went and said that it should be me, but he was upset that he hadn't been getting a game. He was upset even that he wasn't on the bench. If you remember last year, Fox, last season, mate, that a lot of us were surprised that Ross McCrorie wasn't even on the bench. No, never mind in the starting up. So there was words spoken. You can take it from me that the source that told me last season, when I broke it to you and said that, look, Ross McCrorie may not be at Ibrox next season, whether it's a transfer or a loan, because he was unhappy not being given, but he felt the first team chance that had been afforded before that, and i.e. that was the 30 games. Because you've got to remember, he played 30 games and then just dropped right out the picture, and everybody was wondering, was he injured? We knew no the reason that and that he's no that the gaffer didn't think he was good enough, but he just felt, I'm not having anybody chat at my door. So maybe when he sends him away, that's maybe Steven Gerrard's message to him, say, I'm not one to be messed about with. I'm putting you out on loan. If you want first team football, Portsmouth will allow you that, and you come back to us next season. It's a wee bit thing about that they're maybe get first option in buying Ross McCrorie. Rangers will not sell Ross McCrorie right away. They'll wait and see how he progresses next season.
Nice move, yeah. I just say on that, I think Ross McCrorie, given the situation at the tail end of the season there, the last half a dozen games of the season there is absolutely no way Ross McCrorie would have started any game. The midfield that we had, I thought they were far, far superior to Ross McCrorie. I'm not being funny. I think the boy Kamara, Davis, Arfield, all playing absolutely brilliant, top of their game. Seriously, Ryan Kent. So they're guys up there that he would never have got a game. And I don't see him getting a game. I think some of the players, like say, the Aribo coming in, again, supposed to be a far, far higher quality. So that's I think the managers and the management team, rather, have followed through on that, and they're giving the guy the chance to go away and play what used to be quite a big side in English circles, when Harry, what's his name, used to manage him, Redknapp, what's his name? What was it, Harry Redknapp. So when Harry Redknapp was our manager, he was very good. They were a very good team. And I do feel for Ross McCrorie, because I think 3 years ago we talked about Ross McCrorie would probably end up being Rangers fullback, right back. A lot of folk really liked him and fancied him to be playing in there. But obviously Taverniers, he actually grabbed that position by the neck, and he's no letting go, So I feel for McCrorie. However, he was never going to be a centre half, and everybody knows it, and he won't make a midfield the way he needs to play a lot better than he has played. So for me, it's the right thing, and I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope he comes back to Rangers as a real stalwart. That's what I hope.
Anyway, Dave, he was a different kind of player than the rest of the midfield players that we've got. He was more I've always thought, a defensive midfield player. Wasn't he technically top class, but you couldn't fault the boy for his pace and endeavour, mate. He's strong in the tackle, quite good in the air. So I think he's just been impatient. I don't know what you think.
I think so, but I can't disagree with what you're saying. But what I can say is that I think this is a sign of moving forwards. I do genuinely. I love Ross McCrorie. I mean, you need to take the fucking cap off to the boy at the time where he became McGregor at one point, where he went in goals. You know, the guys die-hard Rangers, without a doubt. Him and his brother, you know, and they're both now out on loan. You can't disagree, but at the same time, I hope he comes back stronger. Absolutely. But I can't see a position for him, because I think this is a time where Rangers are now changing. We're now seriously challenging. And I love him to bits, right? But I just don't see how he fits in. What you boys are saying there, with the signs we've got, hopefully they make their mark and actually we go on and do really, really well this season. If that's the case, how does McCrorie come back and come into that season? So the only way he can is do well for wherever he's going, whether it's Portsmouth or whatever, it's Shrewsbury or other places commented on, right? But if he does well there for that season as well, then he's got to come back a bigger and better player. He's got to fix the things that he did, like, for example, where it was the first touch and then the second touch was a hard tackle. I get it,
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Greg Dockett's case on that, right? He is the one that you need to watch this season, because he has to do absolutely well. He went down south last season and he shone massively. Did really, really well. He got man of the match multiple times, scored goals left, right and centre from midfield position. Did really well, which is great, and that's probably why he's been brought in the first team this season. But I just think that we're moving on now, and Ross McCrorie was doing well whilst we are where we are, but now we're moving on. I don't see a position for him. Maybe just me, guys.
No, you're probably right. And by the way, can I just ask you, Dave, just watch your language, pal?
Apologies.
It's okay, buddy. Just to say, you just watch your language. It's a family show, you know.
Anyway, we'll bring in Stardog and get his thoughts on it. Evening, Stardog.
Evening, Fox. How do I sound tonight?
Oh,
Sound brilliant, mate.
Sexy voice here tonight.
He's a new man. Stardog, I'll tell you. Did she buy you new headphones?
We're in new, boys. We're in new.
How you doing,
Did she buy you new headphones?
No, mate. I just went and said to my old neighbour, you haven't got a fucking spare set of headphones. There's me in my language.
You watch your language.
I know, it's a family show, Brits, for God's sake, man. No, I said to my old neighbour, you haven't got a spare set of earphones for this show tonight, so I got a set until Monday.
You sound great anyway, pal. Absolutely brilliant.
Excellente. On the news of Ross McCrorie, mate, I'm not surprised at all that he went. Honestly, I listened to JFK towards the tail end of last season, and I mean, if you think who we've got in the centre and midfield, guys, I know most of the boys have already covered it and things like that, but Ryan Jack, I don't think he'll feature as much next year in the team, but I think he's a better squad player, a better midfielder to have on the bench and more impact than Ross McCrorie and things like that. So with a rebuild in there, Kamara cemented a place, Davis is going to play in there next year. You just can't guarantee the boy any game time, and I'll agree with yourself, Fox. I think he has been impatient, and I just think Gerrard's done the same with him as he did with Windass. Like, I can't guarantee the time. If a club comes in for you, you can go, and that's what's basically happened there, because I think it's interesting they've got the option to buy at the end of the season. I've seen that there, and I honestly don't think we'll see him back in the Rangers jersey, guys, and I know about 100 folk disappointed to hear that, but that's just my opinion on it. I like him as a player. I thought he was a good player for us at the time, but as the boy was saying just before me there, moving on, it's important that we get a better quality and better calibre and tested player in. But he could go and have a Greg Docherty season, and he could come back a better player. But as of now, I just don't see it, mate.
I think he'll be well challenged, because Portsmouth will challenge for the title down there in League. Is it League One they are in it?
League One.
Yeah, I think they just missed out last season, so yeah. I think they'll be up challenging. And I think the reason he went to Portsmouth was he was guaranteed first team game, you know. Whereas
they've got sorry to interrupt, folks. They've got Sunderland and Charlton obviously down there as well.
Well, I was another option for him, Sunderland, but Sunderland weren't guaranteeing him a run of games, I don't think. So he's plunked.
They don't have Charlton anymore, Jimmy. Charlton were promoted, pal. They get promoted to the Championship.
Sure they did, aye. Sure they did. That's how we've got a Rebo, aye.
But
What was that?
I think
We
Fox.
lost,
Yeah.
we lost Foxy.
no,
Oh
I'm
my
here,
God.
mate.
A wee clicker.
Sorry about that. I'm saying he's gone down for the year. I hope he does improve.
Of
I
course.
hope he does come back and goes on to be what a lot of people thought he was going to be, a future captain. He'll need to find a role in a team that would benefit his style of play, and maybe he'll find it at Portsmouth, and maybe next year he'll grow up and maybe not be as impatient. Anyway, that's the way I think.
Can I
But-
come in? See what Stardug was saying there. I mean, I agree with what Stardug was saying. I mean, I don't think we will probably see him back in a Rangers jersey again. Although I would like to see it happen, come back and play in the Royal Blue. But for me, I just think by the time next season comes round, Fox, I think that there'll be other players brought in and it'll be shoved back down the pecking order. So I think what he did last season didn't do him any good. So it's no saying it's tatty by the new, but if Portsmouth come in and offer Rangers a reasonable amount of money, I think they would probably take it.
But going back to Dave's point, that it's a sign that how we're starting to move forward as a club,
Definitely.
where a young promising talent like Ross McCrorie, I mean, he made a big impact in last year because everybody wants a young boy for the academy to come through and do well, and he showed up in a lot of games. But I look at the midfield now, and I didn't think he would get a game this season either.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, as Stardog said there, I mean, he rhymed off several players there that he would have put in front of, will put in front of Ross McCrorie, and it's unfortunate for him, so he's got to move down, and it's a decent league. I've watched some of the football for the English first, so it's decent enough, but let's hope he finds his feet and he gets the club. Unlike his brother, I mean, like a goalkeeper, I mean, he's away to Queen of the South, Robbie McCrorie. He'll nurture that. That talent will be nurtured, and he'll seemingly have got a lot of good things hopefully happening with Robbie McCrorie. But unfortunately for his brother, it's not going to happen now. So,
but Robbie took his loan move. He went to Alan McGregor, asked his advice,
aye,
and Robbie seems to be taking advice from people round about him, and maybe Ross is just a wee bit more hot-headed. Anyway, we've been joined by Al all the way from Australia. Evening, Al.
I'm not in Australia, boys. I'm actually back in Blighty.
Oh, for
picking
God's
up
sake.
orders
Did
before I
the
go
Polish
back
know?
to the colonies. Well, I was surprised actually. I got straight through.
Did they not stop you at customs, no?
No, it's a cross deflection tactics. Bitterly disappointed, and I think JFK pushed this transfer through just so he was right.
I told you, mate.
So I'm bitterly disappointed, but look, I agree with what you're all saying. If you look at the pecking order, the only one I think he could really be compete. Well, maybe two actually, in my opinion. The only two he'd be really competing with for a central midfield berth or playing in the midfield, if you like, would be your Dockery against Dockery, and for me, Jack. He's a bit better player than maybe they two, but he's not that much better player in my opinion than slightly different positions they play. But I think if you had a midfield Jack was in and you swapped him out for McCrorie, I don't think you'd miss much. If that makes sense. Look, I don't think we'll probably see him again, but I'm a wee bit disappointed. If he has went and chat, I'd look at the positive on that. If he's went and chapped the manager's door, look, granted, it depends how he chapped it. If he put his foot through it and then asked them, or did he chap the door? We don't know, it's all conjecture. But to me, if I look at the positive on that, that's the guy. He's keen. He's showing desire. You can maybe utilise that in other ways and say him, but if he's want first team football, he wants first team football. And playing 30 games for Rangers and going to that first division in England, I don't think there's much of a difference between that first division in England and the Scottish Premier League, to be quite honest. Maybe the Championship would have just been, he wouldn't go guaranteed games, maybe just too high a level. So look, it might work out well. I would have really loved him to stay at Ibrox. But I can understand he's wanting to play football. That also shows me something that he's ambitious and he's got desire. So I hope to God he goes out there, he does his bit next year, it's rave reviews, and he comes back next year, and all well, and we put the armband on him, and his career just blossoms for the Rangers.
You're here, Al. You're here, pal.
But I'm disappointed. Like I'm really disappointed. Jimmy was right. That's the only thing, you know. That's really got me going.
Anyway,
The only
Jimmy, you're going to do tonight.
The only bitterness we should have is for tomorrow, mate. The big day's tomorrow.
I was going to say, where should I be looking for you, Jimmy?
Are you in Glasgow?
I'll be driving through tomorrow morning. I need to make a wee. I've got a very tight schedule. But I was going to the game. I was going to go to the game on Sunday as well. This is just a wee bit of a mercy mission, to be quite honest. But I was going to run through tomorrow morning. So where should I be looking for? What number should I be looking for?
Well, you'll probably see me with my orange jacket on at the gate.
I was going to say, you'll hear your man Kitty on.
Oh, do you spout that there? I hope
Stevie's came down and gave you a manscape.
You just stole a punchline there, mate. So I'll be there. Are you going to the game on Sunday?
Aye. I'll go to the game on Sunday, mate. Aye.
Well, you need to come into the bistro then. If we can't see them on at the walk.
Where is the bistro?
Right next to the Edmondson Club. That's where we all meet at the bistro there.
What time will you be in there at?
Well, you better ask
about 2 o'clock onwards, Jimmy. There's usually boys there.
But
you need to explain where it is, but explain where it is.
But they just walk in and shout pampas grass.
No, you don't. You don't go in anywhere. It's outside. It's outside.
Go by the front entrance to the Edmondson Club. Turn right up as if you're going to the Copeland Road stand, Jimmy. And there's a wee fence. There's a wee fence up at the top, just as if the ground level's out at the top. No, as far as that. No, as far up as that. There's a bistro, as they call it. You go by that, and it's about 10 yards up. There's a fence that sticks out. We all lean against that and look untidy or afternoon.
Right.
The bistro is just a hot dog stand or something, a burger van, something like that.
You remember the old ticket office was at the Edmondson Club?
Aye.
We'll just be standing about 20 yards by that, going towards the main road at the bistro. There's a bistro bar thing there. So you'll know us right away because I'll be jumping about with my man Keeney on. So you'll not be able to miss it.
Aye. You'll be the boy like what's his name? Brad Pitt, that man Keeney, right?
Brad Pitt.
I'll pay you that $5 tomorrow.
You'll know Miss Foxy anyway. You'll know Miss Foxy. He's very suave and debonair.
That's for me.
Where's the big fella?
He's up here.
Ox, is he? Is he?
You'll get him there as well. He'll be there as well.
He's on his way. He left about 2 years ago, so he'll be up here about midnight.
You'll see all the old men and then one good-looking guy. That'll be me.
Blue Stars in, you dancer.
All right, guys, how you doing?
Well, that's a date then. We'll carry on talking about the football season Sunday then.
Right.
I'll come in on Sunday.
Evening, Blue Star.
Evening, Fox. Evening, guys.
Which are you in to talk about Ross McCrorie?
I was just in to join you. I couldn't get in all week, guys. My mother's been really unwell, and I've been doing a bit of caring. So, that's how I've not been on.
No bother. Well, just talking about.
I was listening there on the phone. About McCrorie. I'm a bit like Jimmy. Jimmy got it spot on, and I think a few years thought, nah, he wasn't going to be right. But well done, JFK. You were bang on again, mate. For me, I'm a bit like Jimmy, guys. I think he definitely, the story going about, you've all heard the same things. He definitely had words last season before the end of the season. Now, whether it was words or whether he just kind of put his case forward, obviously it's been a bit ongoing. And when you seen Gerard there a few weeks ago talking about he would need to hammer down on, obviously he was talking about Morelos when he was talking about the discipline, etc. I think he's maybe just decided to show a wee bit of authority and obviously, to the rest of the younger guys that's there. And maybe Ross just went in a wee bit, as he thought, maybe too hard. Who knows? We'll probably never know. But at the end of the day, he's put him out on loan with them getting an option to buy. Is he away? We really don't know. I mean, it could be like Docherty. He can bring him back just the same, guys, you know. It's maybe just a bit of discipline. Who knows?
Speaking of Docherty, I like how Docherty's handled. I mean, Docherty was playing in the Premier League with Hamilton, mate.
Yeah.
Came to Rangers, accepted when Gerrard sent him out on loan. He went down south. He's played very well down there. He's came back after his loan. That boy looks to me as though he's getting his head down, showing that he's a good professional. And I think people are kind of, what's the right word for it? Dismissing. Towards Greg Docherty. I think Greg Docherty's got a lot to give to Rangers, mate. He's still a young man. And he's learning
the one thing Docherty has got is, and we've all agreed on that point, see from start to finish, see for 90 minutes, I always come back to the thing that Sir Alex used to always say about players. He says, the one thing he says, I even look for my back kicks. He says, I need players, he says, that can run for 90 minutes. The one thing Docherty will always give you, he's one of the best engines on out a football player. But see, I've seen him since he's come back. See, one of the things you do notice about him, guys, he's put on a fair bit on his physique, and that can only be a good thing for the wee guy. But certainly engine-wise, and as you're saying, Fox, he's went down there, he get their player of the year, so he's got to have been playing well. And obviously Gerrard's been keeping tabs on him along with the backroom staff, and they've looked at the wee guy and says, here, wait a wee minute, this wee guy's buckled down and he's working his socks off. So that can only be good for us.
Dave, what's your opinion on Docherty?
Absolutely agree. I think the boy's doing really, really well. I think he did well down there. Do you know, it was week on week, you seen you seen tags on like Twitter and stuff like that where he was doing really, really well, getting man of the match and stuff like that, etc. I think he's shown what he has to do. I think season defining, you know, he has to come here and play well, but if he didn't do what he's done, then, you know, pre-season training, etc., Gerrard would have said, you know, he's not cutting the mark, he's not making the mark, I don't want to be part of the team, but he's obviously in there for a reason, and McCrorie to be in that position as well, for him to take Docherty and say to McCrorie to go on loan, that's a sign on its own as well, do you know what I mean? So I genuinely think he's done really well. I think he can be an addition to the team. I thought that last season, if I'm honest, but obviously he went out, but I hope he does really, really well. If I'm really brutally honest, I hope we get better players than the likes of Docherty, etc. I like Docherty. I think he's a Rangers man at heart, you know, and I think he'll do well for us. But I hope we get more players and with more calibre, and we actually go and just challenge, because that's a big difference. I'd like to sit here and say, you know, it's great to see Rangers players coming through and people that support Rangers and do well for us, etc., and want to do well and support them. But at the same time, I would rather somebody that doesn't support Rangers, we do well and we go on, we challenge, and we win the league, as opposed to sitting there and say we came second and we had Rangers fans at heart. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
You know how you're saying there that you were wanting probably better players than Docherty. The one thing for me is, coming from Hamilton, I hope that boy, when he came to Rangers, is doing what he's doing, sticking in, trying to learn. But the one thing that should always be true, any player that comes to Rangers as a young man, they should leave our club a better player.
Absolutely.
100%.
And if we aren't making them better, there's something the matter with what's happening at Ibrox, you know.
Do you know the telling point for me, Fox, is that when Greg Docherty went down to Shrewsbury, he went down to Shrewsbury on a season loan. But Ross McCrorie's went down to Portsmouth for a season loan with the possibility of a transfer.
Yeah.
That tells me a lot. Greg Docherty was farmed out. He had a good season in 2 good seasons with Hamilton, and then he came to us, and we thought, maybe he's not. But he's put him out on loan. But what he's done with Ross McCrorie is he's put him out on loan with a possible permanent transfer. I'm just thinking, like Dave's thinking as well. No, I don't. Will he come back? I don't think he will, because I don't think there'll be a space for him.
Jimmy, are you saying that you might not think he was? By the time, it's just like Dave said, and even Blue Star saying, the possibility is that come a time that Rangers have actually moved away from where we are now, and hopefully moved up the way. So that not only does he have to have a giant leap to get up to where we are at the moment, but if we move on and up another step, I don't think McCrorie will ever catch us.
It's collateral damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's collateral damage, knowing if he's not up to the mark, then the gaffer saw that. And unfortunately for Greg Docherty, for Ross McCrorie, it's no worked out for him. He obviously sees something in Greg Docherty. He's brought him back, and we'll see what happens. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Greg Docherty comes in this season, and whether the gaffer starts him as a first teamer or in his first team squad, so time will tell on that. But I think with Ross McCrorie getting down there, and the caveat was that there's a chance there that there might be a permanent
deal. Absolutely, the options,
that tells me, and that proves that going forward, then he's no up to the task that Steven Gerrard is looking to build Rangers going forward. So, unfortunately for him, it's no worked at this moment. But as I say, we never know. I mean, he might do brilliant things down there, and might make something that's.
Can I come in there, guys? Can I come in there?
Hold on, Blue Star.
Stardog.
Let's go back to Stardog. He's no spoken Greg Docherty yet.
Aye, JFK, I'm 100% with you, mate. And as of the Greg Docherty thing, remember we had got Greg Docherty, and he hadn't really played a lot of first team football for Hamilton. He was just a young prospect with them. He came in, he ran about, he did good things for us, he was energetic. I think Ox said last night, he sometimes tried too hard. And I think Gerrard took that boy's career into consideration last year when he sent him out on loan. I think it would have been very unfair for Greg Docherty to have featured in a team last year with all that pressure on him. Like, it's no fair just coming straight into a Rangers team with all these things expected on you and things like that. I just don't think Gerrard thought he was ready for that type of for these type of games and experiences yet. So he sent him out to League One to Shrewsbury, where he featured all season. He stepped up for them big time. He's coming back up to us a different player, boys. He's coming back up to us. He's got the manager's confidence now as well. You know what I mean? He's got the manager's backing. He's coming back up here. It's a fresh slate for him. And I think Greg Docherty will be a really, really good player for us this year. I don't know if he'll be in the team every single week, because I think there will be a lot of rotating at the start. I think it will take us maybe a month and a half, 2 months to really get a proper first team to know what our best 11 is going to be, because there is a lot of new boys coming. But I reckon Greg Docherty is a part of Gerrard's plans. I reckon he will be in about the team, and I really do think the boy has got it to push on forward. I just think last year they've been asking a bit too much of the boy just to come in there and go through all that. So that's my opinion on Greg Docherty, and I really, really hope that he does come back and he is in the team and that he does perform, because I like him as a player, and I think he's got a lot more to offer than a lot of them.
Go to Al and then Blue Star.
Well, you're talking about McCrorie, maybe no, but I think that's what we've got managers and coaches in place for, to make players better. By no means am I better than Steven Gerrard, but what I will say is I can even see that the guy's got something about him. So if the management team are looking at McCrorie and saying he's no good enough, we can't do nothing with this boy, and they just want to get rid of him, I think that's a bit of a failure on the management team, because I can see he's got something about him. If he's just doing the style of play, that's maybe a different thing. You can't coach him in a certain style of play or whatever. They feel they can't do that. But I didn't see a place really. Where will Greg Docherty fall into this team? Will he play 30 games and then chapping the manager's door at the end of the season? Somebody mentioned there a bit of rotation. I hope to God he doesn't start the season, Mr. Gerrard, rotating the team, finding anyway, driving stupid points. Make no mistake, I think the pressure's on Gerrard this year. This is maybe why he's making some of these decisions like this. But he has to start off 1-1-1-1-1 and keep winning, because he has to win the league this year. If we get 6 months into the league, 3 months into the league, the pressure's only on Mr. Gerrard. He's brought a guy in here for Liverpool who isn't even a player. Is that guy going to hit the ground running? Because he has to hit the ground running. We've got players there, play Jack because he plays this guy, and then Jack's form goes after a while, and he could have had a bit of a steady influence in the park. So there's a lot of things that we need to contend with. As far as Greg Docherty, I like Greg Docherty, but also my feeling is, if you're going to become a Rangers player and you want to play for Rangers and you want to be the best, I think the best place to learn that is actually at Rangers. So I look at the manager here. I look at the manager and I'm just wondering. I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm just wondering, what is he doing? Hopefully, it's all for the best, and we win the league this year, and there's no problem. But I don't know. We wait 2 or 3 months, and we'll see if he's made the right decision. But I don't think there's much between Docherty and Jack and McCrorie. I don't think there'd be much between them.
Anyway, Blue Star.
Well, straight away for me, Al, the one thing I noticed that Docherty's got that McCrorie and the rest of them don't have, you give Docherty the ball in front of our defence, and I'm telling you, he can run right through the midfield and go up to where a number 10 is. The other two don't do that. They sit in midfield. Docherty's not that type of player. He's completely box to box. But the one thing I'd tell you guys, I'm told that behind the scenes at Murray Park now, the two players that have absolutely gobsmacked, and I'm talking about our gaffer also, is Docherty. And Jimmy, you got it bang on with him and all. I've said for day one, I didn't see much in the boy at all, and I hope they're right, and he's proves me wrong. See, Jones, I'm told Jonesy's got them all wetting their lips big time. It's not just his running power. They're all saying the skill of the guy's incredible. He's can buy players as if they're not there. So I hope
we've seen him at Kilmarnock.
I didn't think he was that good, Al. Honestly, I didn't.
I'm the same. I was talking to my dad today about that. I mean, your wingers are strikers effectively as well, aren't they? I mean, they cut in, they should be scoring goals. He has to add goals. We have to get that for the left and right wing. They're effectively strikers. But if he adds goals, I can see. But if he's getting you a return, maybe 2 or 3 a season, that's not good to us. We need somebody out there that's going to be more dominant.
I'm still adamant, guys, that he's the transfer window's nowhere near finished for us. I'm definitely.
No, I think so.
I'm convinced that there's still what we classify as a kind of major. I'm not saying a 7-8 million player. I don't mean that, but I'm talking about maybe a guy that's coming out his contract and we're getting him at maybe the final years, but he's still got ability. And I'm still convinced that there's a kind of big name there coming in. I really am. I don't believe for a minute that that's his major signing. If you're talking about somebody like Aribo, I don't believe that for a minute. I don't think the guy would have carried on if he wasn't getting major money to spend on a couple of players. I really don't. And I heard what you were saying, Fox, about the other night about but you've got to take in their contracts, etc. I'm taking all that in, but you're not telling me that he's spending less than £1 million to get us the league this season. Not a chance. No way.
No, I know that, mate. The other thing is, you don't judge players how they play for other sides. You judge players and how they play at Ibrox, mate. He's coming for a Kilmarnock team that was basically hit on the break stuff. And it was hard for him to shine in every game because he didn't always get that many chances. He's coming to Ibrox.
Can I just say?
What?
I would just want to kind of back you up on that, because the conversation I had with my father today was, and the thing that I told my dad was, I says, see, when he played against Rangers, we done the transfer for him, and then Clark decided to play him. Remember that game, and he scored 1 or 2, didn't he? Remember, against us?
He scored the winner against us.
That shows a lot of character. Yeah, for even Clark to say, well, I've got the faith in the boy. Yeah. And for him to have the faith in himself to take to the part that day, no let things get on him, that means he's mentally. So I hope to God he comes in, adds a lot of goals to his game, plays well. I hear they're still partying in Belfast, his family, because he signed for the Gers. So I think, obviously, mentally he's astute enough to play for the Rangers. I just hope he adds a wee bit more. I'm not saying it could be a bad signing by no means, but I think he's got a mentality thing there. He proved that by scoring a goal against us.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll go back to Dave. What's your thoughts on Jordan Jones, Dave?
I think he's a fantastic player. I think, to the boys' point there, the mental agility, or he could have chose not to score against us because he knew he was already signed for us at that point in time. Do you know what I mean? But actually, he was a professional. He did what he had to do, and also did what he had to do on the basis that he's got lesser quality players behind him. When you've got him at Ibrox this season, and it's probably the prominence of in terms of what his feedback's been in pre-season training. He's done really well. He's done really well because you get quality players behind him. He had lesser players, shall we say, let's not go into poor players, but lesser players in terms of quality than what he'll have at Ibrox. So that guy will shine without a doubt. But he's also got other players as well, pushing him that are higher quality than what he had at Kilmarnock as well. So the boy has one pride to prove, but also as well better quality players behind him if he makes a mistake. So he has to hit the nail running as well. Other key points, I'm not sure on the show's script, and apologise if I'm ruining it or not, but there's a couple of key things that I want to talk about this evening, and it's the mention of Ryan Kent, the mention of Morelos, prospect of signing for 20 million or 12 million, whatever it may be, as well, and also Daniel Sturridge. Those are key points that I want to talk about this evening, guys. Not all at one time, but hopefully we talk through them throughout the show. But these are the key things that are going on just now for Rangers.
That's fair enough, Dave. We'll finish off these wee couple of subjects, and then after 10 you can bring your subjects in, that do?
No worries, fella.
Anyway, we've been joined by a caller on the phone. Good evening, caller.
How you doing?
What's your name, mate?
Gavin.
How are we doing, Gavin?
All good, mate. I'm just following up on the Jordan Jones thing.
Aye, on you go. Give us your point of view, mate.
I'm just thinking that all this talk about announce Kent. I think Jordan Jones will do just as good a job. I think that if they play Jordan Jones in the left, I think Ojo will play in the right, and I think that I just think they'll do, if not as good, probably better a job than Ryan Kent. I think he's got the standard. He knows how to play the Scottish game, and I just think he's going to be well fitted to the club.
Point, Gavin. MD agree with Gavin there?
Well, can I come in there? Gavin, you've got it spot on, mate. I've been saying, for a long time, there's been a lot of silliness talked about Ryan Kent, about the 10 to 12 million and that, and a lot of people were saying, a lot of forums that I'm on and saying, we should sell Alfredo Morelos and use half of that money to buy Ryan Kent. What a lot of rubbish. Jordan Jones will be a star for us this season. Ryan Kent, we've seen him perform for us, and we know what he's capable of. But no, look, for me, if we were going to buy Ryan Kent, I wouldn't offer more than £3 million for him, and that'd be top whack. He's not the player that
you've always said that, Jimmy.
Yeah, he's not the player that everybody thinks he is, and what my man there said.
You try to push through an hour transfer, Jimmy.
No, not at all. I just think that. So I think that we've all been onto the Ryan Kent bandwagon, and that we've let it sailed in the hill and thinking, he's not the be all and end all. And I think Jordan Jones will perform fantastic for Rangers next season.
I think that. Sorry.
On you go, pal. On you go.
I think that people need to remember that Ryan Kent didn't have a great first 6 months for Rangers. It was
correct
after the New Year old firm that Ryan Kent kind of kicked in. Jordan Jones has been performing with Kilmarnock week in, week out ever since he's played with them. And for a free player who can play on that position where Kent plays, why would you bring in a player again who can play on the same position where Kent plays, but we've got our own player now in Jordan Jones who can do the exact same thing as what he was doing. So why not just play Jordan Jones in the left?
Yep. See,
Can I come in on Hawks, yeah? Sorry, Foxy.
Aye, on you go.
On you go.
I was just to say, you know how I feel about Ryan Kent. I think Ryan Kent's an absolutely wonderful player, wonderful player. I think that Ryan, but the boy Jones, I'm excited, waiting to see. I've said this for the last few months, the last 3 weeks. I'm really excited to see, hope to see Jordan Jones and young Hasty playing for us, and whatever position, whatever side of the park. I think they're really quite exciting players on the go. They'll both score goals, like to have shots outside the box, and that's what I like to see that as well. I like to see them cutting in and have a go. And as Gavin said, I'm not dead sure whether we will miss Ryan Kent totally because of the skills of Jordan Jones. And don't forget, we've got Murphy as well, who likes to play out that side as well. Yeah. So I think we're a wee bit well covered. It's just as long as these guys actually stay up to the mark, because the excitement level when Ryan Kent was on the ball at Ibrox was unbelievable. Everybody wanted him on the ball and let him run with it, because he did. I'm not saying he caused chaos every time, but he set up 2 beautiful goals for us. Absolutely lovely.
Do you think we really need that Ojo? Because look at the players you rhymed off.
Ojo's a right-sided player, though.
You wait to see this guy.
Exactly, JFK. We know what's happening with Ojo, don't we, mate?
I've seen sorry to jump in now. Myself and Stardog, I watched the Liverpool under 23 Premiership League, and I tell you, I said to you in the middle of the season here, Liverpool have got a few stars. You remember they brought them up to Ibrox a few months ago, and they roasted the Rangers team the first half, and there's a few cracking players, and Ojo is one of them, and I think he'll be a good player for us this season. On the Ryan Kent thing, I think we've all just went overboard with Ryan Kent. Look, if he's going to come, fine, he can come and be part of the Rangers family again, but for me, it's not something I'm too bothered about. If he comes, he comes. If he does, he does. I'm not really too bothered. I'm happy with what the gaffer's done so far. I would like to see if they call it a marquee signing. I don't know if that's the right word that Rangers should be using now. Sorry, Gavin. I just think it's a silly thing to say now. We bring in who we bring in.
Jimmy, it's the guy. Jimmy, would you say the guy Ojo is definitely a good player? Aye.
I would take him more Ryan Kent, JFK. I don't know if you agree with me.
Would you, Stardog? Seriously?
Aye, of course, aye.
I don't know, guys. I've not seen the guy.
We're talking near the top of each other. I'll need to get my big black boots, my whip boot to keep this under control.
Oh, you sure about that? Oh.
I'll just say, if Ryan Kent was really that good, and he was really worth that money, teams will be paying what Liverpool are asking for him. They're not doing it. They would have jumped in right away.
Yeah,
he's a great second half.
He's not consistent.
Now, I think that Rangers midfield sorted. Whatever way Gerrard's want to play it, I think the midfield's sorted. I think up front, whatever way he's want to go with that and off, Morelos stays great. If he doesn't, fair dues, the full start. I've said to my pals, I've said to all my Rangers friends, I think that Gerrard's main thing is having a solid back four, because he can't keep changing the back four. See, if he's a solid back four, they'll know of a problem, because going forward, they haven't got a problem. I just think that the back four needs to be solid. They can't, like last season, it was chopping and changing all the time. I just think
big question though, fella. Big question though is, what's a solid back four? Is it Katic and Goldson?
Well, I know what you're saying.
Because Edmondson's came in, right? In the question.
Listen, I know what you're saying. Katic and Goldson, they played brilliant at the start of the season, and then they started to play Joe Worrell, which to me wasn't great. Now they brought this Edmondson boy in. I don't know if they're going to do the exact same thing, but to me, if you're going to have a championship winning team, if you look at the past with Rangers, they've never changed. You need to have the same back four. It's through the 9 in a row, through the championships we won after that as well. they've had a solid back four. You don't change your centre halves. You always keep the same. I totally agree with you. I just totally agree.
So is Goldson and Katic good enough to win the league? Because at the moment that's our first two. The two of them are good enough. I think that.
I think so. I think so on the basis of look at our European run. And to the boys' point there, you know, when we started to dip tail, it was when we started to switch, change and bring Worrell in, right? And I genuinely, I'm not sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, but was there a kind of pay-as-you-play, or they had to play certain games before they got a fine for Worrell on the loan negotiation, because there was times where he had played a woeful game, do you know what I mean? And he was playing the next week, and everybody was like, how the heck's he getting centre back again, do you know what I mean? And it was purely, it had to be down to something else, do you know what I mean? But Katic and Goldson together are phenomenal.
Sorry to cut in, but I've heard from a very good source that if Worrell was fit, he had to play, and if he didn't play, then Rangers would have to pay a sacrifice his wages because he was fit and he didn't play. That's why.
Why would you agree?
See, if you look at it, like Katic was always fit. So if Katic was fit, why was he not playing? He's one of our own players. Now
I heard that.
I know the answer to the next. I know the answer to the next question I'm going to ask. Now, the games that Joe Worrell played, and he made an arse of it. How many points did Joe Worrell cost us? How many do you think? I already know the answer.
At least
9.
6. At least 6.
9.
7 points.
Is that the German 9?
Well, this is another way to look at it. Look, if you look at Katic, right, when they played, they were look at the start of the season, they were absolutely. I'm not saying they were solid. They still conceded goals, but they still won the games. Joe Worrell against Kilmarnock, against, do you know what? He had an absolute blinder against Celtic. But just because he had one blinder against Celtic doesn't he compensate for the games that he gave away. So
can I come in there, Fox?
This Edmondson boys coming in. I think Gerald's going to need to pick between the three of them. Like pick 2 out of the 3 and stick with them. See if it's no Katic, see if it's no Goldson, see if it's no Edmondson. You need to pick 2 of them. You can't keep switching your centre halves unless they're injured.
100% agree.
You need to stick your centre halves.
I think the last probably 10 games of this last season, I thought our central defensive pair were extremely good on most of the occasions. I had no problem with Katic and Goldson. Goldson to me is maturing into a really good centre half. Katic is all heart. He's a big fella, and he's got a huge big frame, and he likes to go in and win the tackles and things like that. Problem with one of them, Goldson plays on the right, Katic plays on the left. He doesn't have a left foot, and when his clearances come out, it's always an easy one. He has to make it easy and just either head the ball out or right foot it out. And sometimes he gets himself tied up in knots out there. It's nothing much, but it makes the simple decision, just put it into Rosette or whatever, and that's good enough. But the truth is, if Katic was any good...
Hold it.
Oh, sorry, pal.
Right, no, finish your conversation, Bridge, and then we're going to a tune. So if everybody else goes on mute, we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Pick it up afterwards. On you go, pal.
No, finish your point.
No, I was just going to say that I think Katic and Goldson are they should start, providing this boy Edmondson is not as good as, well, rather, if he's better and comes out better than either of the two of them or even both, then he must start based on the manager's choice. So we mustn't be too disappointed if he brings Edmondson in and Edmondson plays better. We can't be too disappointed.
Right, lads, that's we're going for a tune.
On you go.
Thank you.
See them march on, marching on through the years of history. Let's held on high, for the jersey they will do or die. Fight, fight, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on the way to cheer the boys in blue. Follow them through, marching on to the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on the way to cheer the boys in blue. Follow they will, marching on to the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, that's the Glasgow Rangers story.
Oh, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. Fantastic, isn't it? Brilliant. Well
Right,
done,
got to laugh at the Blues Brothers dancing away there, guys, in
I
the
know.
lobby.
That was filmed in Partick. That was Oxon.
I love it.
Anyway, we'll go back to Dave. Dave said he had a couple of points he had to bring up. So let's go your first point, Dave. Still there, Dave?
Hi guys.
Dave,
Sorry, I was on mute.
I don't think Dave's there, so I've got a question for
I think he
Yes,
is.
there,
I was on
pal,
mute.
yes.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, apologies. So,
Problem when you go, bud.
My points were, I think I had a couple of points. It was Ryan Kane, which I think we covered off in the last kind of point prior to the song, and then it was Daniel Sturridge and Morelos.
On you go then. What's your point on Sturridge and Morelos?
Just to talk through, I don't think we should accept anything less than 20 million for Morelos, purely because his goals per game ratio. I know he's got red cards, etc., but I think he's a good player, decent player, and he's a good goal scorer. I don't think we should accept anything less. And Sturridge, I wanted to see the guy's opinions. It's just rumours just now, do you know, is it a Mario Jardel rumour, or is it actually a proper rumour that anything could happen at Rangers? And if anybody asked me about Jermaine Defoe, I'd have said, you're talking nonsense, but, you know, we've got him now, so it's just to hear the guy's points and views on that.
Right, you can go first, Pritch.
That's my thoughts.
Well, no, well.
Let a chairman do it.
Okay then, on you come, Stardog.
Well, on the Morelos thing, I would like to see us, I think we spoke about this the other night, guys, I would like to see us keep him, but as for Daniel Sturridge, mate, I was one of the guys that were shouting Jermaine Defoe should have been up here years ago, because I knew he would have scored a barrel load of goals. Daniel Sturridge for me is a different type kettle of fish, mate. You're working with a totally different human being when it comes to Daniel Sturridge. Daniel Sturridge doesn't train how he plays. He fakes injuries a lot. Gerrard had to actually talk him into playing against Man United for Liverpool, mate, at Old Trafford to go top of the league because he was faking an injury and Brendan Rodgers was too scared to confront him on it. So Steven Gerrard will never have that guy at this club, mate. It doesn't matter if he's free. It doesn't matter if he's willing to come up here for £5 a week, mate. Daniel Sturridge will not come to Ibrox. Honestly, Gerrard does not want him as a player. He's no Gerrard's type of player. Gerrard said he's one of the most naturally gifted players he's ever seen. And he's one of the most guys that he tries the least out of everybody in training.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll see Daniel Sturridge, mate, and I would be devastated if Daniel Sturridge came here.
I think that,
Gavin?
I think that the bookies are not normally wrong, and the bookies have got Daniel Sturridge in it 5-4 as the favourite to come to Rangers now. I think obviously it was 5 red cards. So was it 10 games Morelos missed? Was
12.
Correct me if I'm wrong. 12.
12. Yeah.
So, and how many goals did he score? Was it 29 or 30?
30.
30. So if he missed 12 games, just say if he missed 12 games, just even one goal a game, 12 goals over these missed games. Would Daniel Sturridge do that? I don't think he would. Would Jermaine Defoe do that? I really do think he would. Now, I think that coming down to strikers, who would you rather see up front? Would you rather see, if Morelos stayed, would you rather see Defoe up front, or would you rather see Morelos up front? I'll leave it to you.
Jimmy?
Can I come in there, folks? Right, okay, Jimmy.
You're next year after Jimmy.
For me, Daniel Sturridge is a no-no. Allegedly, his nickname down there is Sick Note. He's on £90,000 a week, guys, and even if he took a 50%...
He's on more than that.
Well, it might be, mate. So, but the fact of the matter is, no for me. I mean, I hope Steven Gerrard doesn't let his heart rule his head. You know, an ex-Liverpool player. For me, nah. I've said here before, I want to keep Alfredo Morelos with the same temperament, but it needs to be told to be a bit more wiser on that park. And if he's got to cheat a bit without getting caught, and if the elbow goes into his chest, go down the same as Brendan. So for me, I'd love to keep Alfredo, and I think we will. But as Daniel Sturridge goes, he wouldn't get a place in my PES 19 team. There you go, my PES 19.
Hey, Blue Star.
A bit like Stardog. The Daniel Sturridge thing, ability-wise, guys, there's no questioning the guy's ability, but there's certainly major questions there. His health, his fitness, etc. If you thought you could get a run of 12 games out of him, by all means, I would take him in a second, but you could never guarantee that. He's the type of guy you'd get one game out of, maybe even every 4 or 5, and he just breaks down. We can't afford that anymore. We need guys that are going to produce. And I'll go as far as to say, I'm even talking about Alfredo there. See if Alfredo starts the season and there's any dubiety about him whatsoever, Gerrard has no options then. Because Gerrard's job's on the line. We all know it. We can all pontificate and everything else tonight, but guys, we need this league this season. No ifs, buts, or maybes. Or I'm like Jimmy. Our manager will not be there next season. It's as simple as that.
Hello.
We must hit the ground running. And to do that, we need every player fighting for the cause.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
Oh, can I just put something to you all? Now, people are going on about Daniel Sturridge's
I'll phone you back in 2 minutes.
Al, you're coming through. Go and mute.
Right, can you... Am I all right?
Look, sorry boys, I'll see you on Sunday. I need to, that's the Tri Forum for Australia. They're all getting up. So, look, thanks for taking my call. Wonderful show. I'll keep listening, and I'll catch up with you at the brasserie. Okay? What do you bring? A bottle of Landmark or a bottle of Buckfast?
We'll be able to
A bottle of
recognise.
Bisto?
Barchester cream, old boy. Barchester cream.
We'll be able to recognise you with that heart with the corks on it, mate.
Corks on it, right? I'll do that. I've got one of them here. I said I'll bring that. Right, okay. Thanks very much, boys.
Right.
Take care.
But back to my point. I'm just saying about Daniel. People have gone on about Daniel Sturridge's fitness and the wage he was on. Now, the way I see it is, if Morelos does go, I would like to bring him in. And the only reason I'm saying that is because, and I know I'm going over the other side of the pond here, but if Celtic had Tom Nojic, who is arguably their best midfielder, who, when I see him in a line-up against Rangers, I don't like to see it. This is a guy who can't play for 60 minutes, but
he scores a goal.
He scores against Rangers constantly. Now, what I'm trying to say is, Morelos, can he play against Celtic for 90 minutes? He can't play against Aberdeen for 90 minutes.
Yep.
So what would be we're bringing in an England international who's a proven goal scorer, who's played at the top level. and would be willing to come up here and play with the likes of Jermaine Defoe and have Gerrard as a manager, I don't see a problem with it.
Can I come in and ask
Wait a minute.
One at a time, guys. Let Fox please come in and.
I've got a different view on Daniel Sturridge, mate. Obviously, we've got a good relationship with Liverpool just now. They're loaning us some good young talent. What if Klopp had asked Gerrard to bring Sturridge up here till Christmas time to see if we could get a run of form out of him, mate? Where we're obliging Liverpool, and Liverpool are also being good to us with loaning players to us. Is that possible?
No, not a chance, because do you see Daniel Sturridge getting a start in front of Salah, Mane, and...
Well, that's not what I said, mate. I said about getting them back on the goals trail and getting them to play football again. No doubt, if that was the sort of case I'm talking about, mate, is say, oh, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that we're a huge club, mate, but at certain times you've got to reciprocate in some of the things that's happening in football. I just think that if Sturridge was to come up here, there'd be a reason behind it, mate.
Can I come in and Foxy?
Yes, of course you can.
I've got Sturridge. I don't know if Sturridge is he free? Is his contract up?
He's a
free agent.
Right,
okay, so he's a free agent now. This is what I said 2 weeks ago when Oxtair had brought this up, or it was brought up to Oxtair. I think if the only way that Rangers fans would accept Daniel Sturridge is if he comes to Rangers, is to resurrect his career. To me, that's what it would be. So it'd need to be, shall we say, nobody could employ him down in England. That's what would happen. He couldn't get a team and so on and so forth, maybe because of his fitness or his attitude or whatever. But apparently he's got really, really high wages. I thought he was on 60 or 70. Somebody told he's over 100,000. So we're talking funny money. Rangers won't be paying any of that. So I think what we would need for Sturridge is for Sturridge to say, I need to get back into the ball game again, and go along the same lines as what Foxy was saying, only you don't need to worry about Liverpool. Is give him a 6 months. Come up to us for 6 months and we'll see how you go on and agree whatever fee for wages, but it certainly wouldn't be huge wages. So let's see. If he wants to resurrect his career, he can use Rangers and Rangers can use him. That's what I would say on that.
Is that right what you're saying, Bridge? He's already on a free?
I believe his contract's up. Right?
Can I come in there, Fox?
No, can I just finish off what I was going to say?
Excuse
me, I only wanted to speak from that's me finished about Sturridge. Morelos, there's a thing broke on follow tonight, and I was telling Fox earlier, let me see what it is here. It says one of the boys has written in about Morelos and that rumour that's going around at Crystal Palace have informed Rangers that they're interested in, right? Now, what the boys said is, according to him, he's saying we want 15, that's million, but Palace are rumoured to be willing to pay 10. So logic says we meet in the middle, so it'll maybe be 12 or 13 million pounds. So that's what this guy's saying. That's all I can see about it. I don't know anything else about it, but I think one thing, if Palace come in and offer 13 million pounds, I think Rangers would take it.
No, well, I'll be discussing.
Anyway, that's all I've got to say about that, guys. Thanks for...
Can I come in, Fox, on Daniel Sturridge?
Aye, on you go, Paul.
Daniel Sturridge he's a free agent now. He's 29 years of age. I said he was on 90,000, right? But I think it was Gavin said that he's on more than that. Right? He's at 29 years...
Just before you go on, mate, I've just googled it. He was on £150,000 a week.
Was he, mate? Okay, that's fine. Hey, I can't argue with that, mate. I just had the 90,000 in my head, so I'm not going to argue. So he's 29 years of age, which you would say is a peak of his career. Now, my question would be is why is there no other Premiership club chasing him? He's a free transfer. Yeah. Why is nobody chasing him? There's a reason for that, guys. Right, so what is he all of a sudden going to come up to Rangers and sign for us for £25,000 a week? He's not going to do that. Right, so
No.
we need to get rid of that idea. I'm more worried about what Bridges just after saying if there's something breaking on other forums that there's a possibility that Alfredo Morelos might go for peanuts. I mean, we've seen some of the rubbish being bandied about certain players for the puddle drinkers and other teams that are worth 25 and 30 million. I'm going to say if the boy Turnbull was worth 3.25 million to the puddle drinkers, well, Alfredo Morelos is 10 times that player. He must be worth 30 million for me. So if Rangers let him go for 13 to 15 million, then it's an absolute disgrace. Daniel Sturridge for me is a no-no, end of story. But for Alfredo Morelos, I hope that story, Bridgeman, is an untruth, mate. I hope it's just a wee bit of forum talk.
Can I just follow up on that? The guy that says that Sturridge would be coming up here to kind of resurrect his career, as you just says, he's 29 years old. A striker at 29 years old is in the peak of his career, so you can't. I wouldn't say he'd be coming up here to resurrect his career.
Exactly.
I think he'd be coming up here to do a job, and I only think he would be coming up here for, I would say, 80% Gerrard and 20% Rangers. Not to say that he can't do a job, but I think the only reason that he would be coming up here is if Morelos was sold, and I really do think that Morelos will be sold for between 12 and 18 million. And I think the Crystal Palace thing, if he goes to Crystal Palace, I think it's the wrong move. I think he's a better player than a Crystal Palace player.
Yeah.
He's I'm not saying he's a top 4 player. I would say maybe between below Arsenal and above. Like, do you know what? I would say he'd be a good player with Everton. I think he'd be a great player with Everton.
Yeah, but can I just come in on that? And what I was saying was that I don't think anybody's going to take Sturridge at the wages he's on. That's what I was meaning. So if he's going
why would they come to Rangers?
No, what I was saying was if he can't get anybody to take him on with the wages he's on, he may end up being in a situation where he has to find someone to give him that, some team to give him that to jag, to get him back on into football again.
Fox, can I throw this one in, guys? What about Welbeck? I would take him in a second.
One at a time, guys. One at a time.
Can I just break in there? Somebody keeps trying to phone the show and their number is hidden.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the system will not allow you to come through unless it shows your number. So I'm sorry about that, caller. Right, carry on.
Fox, what about Welbeck?
I would rather Sturridge over Welbeck.
Why?
I just think he's more established. I just think that he's got a better eye for goal.
Dave, for me, Dave, I get your point that he's more established, but for me, in all honesty, I would take Welbeck every time, especially at this moment in time. Welbeck has got bags more potential than what Sturridge has. And as I say, Welbeck isn't as injury prone. I know he has been, but not as much as what Sturridge is. If Sturridge had it, all the English clubs, we all know, all the English clubs would be snapping him up, didn't they? And Jimmy's right there. They're not touching him with a barge pole.
No. But at the same time, Blue Star, sorry, I mean, Welbeck's 28 as well. He's at the prime of his career as well. He's not going to come to Rangers. It's going to cost us a fortune. Do you know?
Jimmy, I'm of the opinion that I know exactly what you're saying and I'm agreeing with you, but I think if they can't get, I think if he can't get whoever this major signing is that he's after, I think they are on his list. And I think they're willing to do that for a season. Honestly, Jimmy, I do.
No, the wages that Danny Welbeck. I mean, I'm not googling what his wages are. But look, let's no kid ourselves on. We get Jermaine Defoe because he was playing with Bournemouth, and he wasn't even getting a game with Bournemouth. And don't get me wrong, I think he's a fantastic player. Up in Scotland, he can score for fun if he's good a run of games. But we've got to be realistic here, guys. We're not going back to the Soonest days when we were signing fantastic players like Paul Gascoigne, Brian Laudrup, Arthur Newman, the De Boer brothers and that. Come on, we need to get a reality check here. We cannot afford to pay the wages that Danny Welbeck and Daniel Sturridge command. No, even a quarter of the wages they can't
Jimmy,
command.
I'm not talking about the massive wages they're on the now. I'm talking about they're not getting games with anybody. And if they don't get snapped up with one of the sides down south, which they're obviously no, then if Gerrard turns round and says to them because of who he is, that's why Defoe came. Defoe didn't come for money, we all know that. Defoe came because of Steven Gerrard.
But Defoe came because he wasn't getting a game with Bournemouth, who are probably topped 14. No.
But Jimmy, neither's Welbeck.
No, but Welbeck's 28. He's an international for England. He's at the peak of his career.
But nobody's touching him.
But it's early days. There's 31 days to go in the transfer. Right, but the fact of the matter is we need to get realistic here. Right, I would be absolutely astounded if Danny Welbeck or Daniel Sturridge came to Rangers for the money that Rangers can offer. Right, even if we sold Alfredo Morelos. Come on, we need to be realistic here. We're not in that league anymore, guys. We're not in that league. We're in the Scottish Premiership. We're not the team who dominated Scottish football in the 90s, right? For 1992, well, for 86, 87 onwards, we dominated it. But we're not that team with the money now. And
Jimmy, I know that. But did you honestly think that we were going to get Defoe? I didn't. Well, never in a million years did I think Defoe would come up.
We're starting to go on and on about two
players.
On.
I know that. On you go.
About two players that might never ever step foot in Ibrox.
I know that. Yeah.
I think we'll move on and go to Dave's next point if he's got another point. Dave, have you got another question you were going to ask?
I think my points were answered there, guys. I think it was Kent, Sturridge and Morelos. So I think you guys all covered them really well, to be honest with you.
Can I just finalise it?
Aye, on you go, Gavin.
So I've just went on to the odds checker there with the free agent, right? So obviously we've got Danny Welbeck who is 1-2 to join Everton. He's 18-1 to join Rangers. Okay, but next on that we've got Andy Carroll, who is Andy Carroll's second favourite, and I know it's just a bookies thing, but he's second favourite to join Rangers. Andy Carroll, but
when he touch him, I want to touch him.
I know. So
if that is bookies talk, that is bookies trying to make money.
Of course. But then we've got Daniel Sturridge, who is favourite to join Rangers. Now, I think that Rangers will make a marquee signing.
So do I.
They will need. I think that they will need to sell Morelos to make that mark. And I'm not saying they've not got the money to do it, but to bring a marquee signing in with the team we've got, where does this marquee signing fit in? Because we've got the players, we've got the goalkeeper, we've got the players at the back, we've got a massive midfield, we've got Defoe, and we've got Morelos up front. Now we know that Gerrard is only going to play one up front. He's not going to play two up front. He's tried it; it doesn't work. So he's only going to play one of the two. So where is this marquee signing going to play? That's my point. Where would this guy fit in? Because I think that all of the positions are more or less covered. Now, finishing on that and moving on to the next point. This is my next point. My next question. If Morelos stays, who has got the bigger season in front of them? Now, this is down to two players. I would say, who's out of these two players, who would you say has got the bigger season in front of him? And I'm on about Borna Barisic or Alfredo Morelos.
Morelos all day long, because he's the guy that's meant to get us the goals to win his games.
But Borna Barisic is a Croatian internationalist who's, I would say, he's not really. He's got the potential. He's got no. In fact, you know that he's not got the potential. He's got it. But
can you go on mute if you're not speaking, please?
Dave, he's a great player, but you must remember we've not played them all season, nothing like it, and we've always had cover for left back. Who have we got for cover for Morelos? At the moment, we've not got anybody. Therefore, Morelos' season's more important than Barisic's all day long.
Yeah, we've got Defoe. Defoe is a more natural goal scorer than Morelos, I would say.
Yeah, but you're never ever going to get a full season at Defoe playing him every game. Not a chance. Not a chance. Even Gerrard would tell you that.
You don't think so?
No, never in a million years, which is why he persisted with Morelos.
Why do people keep saying that he couldn't play a full season?
It could be
what's the grounds for that?
1, injuries. 2,
he's not injury prone.
He will be this season because there'll be guys out to kill a lot of our players. You better believe it, and we need plenty of cover.
I would say Jermaine Defoe is one of the most fittest players in the team.
I'm not saying he's no. What I'm saying is to play him every game at his age, although he's fit as hang-up, we all know that. What I'm saying is you can't rely even in 2 strikers in our league this season. Jimmy, you'll verify that, mate, won't you? Never in a million years. We need a minimum of 3 top strikers this season, without any shadow of a doubt. 1, because of Morelos' temperament, which is major, and 2, you can't rely on 1 striker, which would be Defoe.
I'd agree with your point, Blue Star, but I wouldn't dismiss Alfredo Morelos because of his temperament. I mean, we can't get into the season saying, no, okay, he's had all these sendings off and bookings last season. What we've got to go forward with is as I said earlier on, is that he's got to keep his temperament, because his temperament is fantastic. The way he can take other players out the game. He's got to be told to be a wee bit more wiser. I want Alfredo Morelos to be at Ibrox coming season and score the goals that we know he can. He missed 15 games last season, guys. 15 games.
Yeah.
You
More
think
than
about
a third
that.
of the season.
Aye. So we can't go forward and say we need a striker, Blue Star, another striker, because Alfredo Morelos might be this and he might be that. We either have another striker in there to enhance the squad, or we don't. And for me, Alfredo Morelos must stay. And it must be told, the gaffers said it there through the week, the indiscipline has to stop. So if he's going to take Alfredo aside and say, this is what you've got to do, blah, blah, blah. I know he's only a young boy at 22. He only turned 22 there a couple of weeks ago. He's got to learn to be wiser on the park.
Absolutely, but Jimmy, you've got to look at it. You've got to look at it from our manager's point of view. And it's a big if, I get that. If the guy does get suspended or if he does miss games, at the same time, whenever that's happened to us, even with Defoe playing, our major problem was we weren't getting enough goals for the rest of the team. That's where we lack. The midfield, you can say all you want. Our field, we know, came on to a game towards the end of the season, but we still weren't scoring enough goals. We weren't. So therefore, you're looking at the main spearhead of your team is your forwards. And I'm sorry, for me, I don't think you can rely on Morelos and Defoe. I think you would still need another top striker in there without any shadow of a doubt.
No, I think Defoe will play a good majority of games, but I don't think he could play for a full season in Europe, Cups and League. But I'd like to see him, Alfredo, and a other. But and for me, the a other isn't Daniel Sturridge or Danny Welbeck, unless it's for money that is decent for us. But if I had a choice of Danny Welbeck and Daniel Sturridge, I would take Welbeck right away.
Well, so would I.
I wouldn't touch Sturridge.
Answer me this: if Morelos stays, right, and it was between Morelos and Defoe, who do you think Gerrard's going to start?
Well, you asked Fox here. Fox has got a good idea on that. Me and Fox is a debate about this last season, about playing Defoe up front with Alfredo in the same team. Over to you, Fox.
That'll not happen.
Well, Fox...
Not together. It'll not happen.
No, well...
That was last season I was talking about. We've got too many options now in the attacking midfielder role, mate.
I know that, but if you're looking to have 2 strikers up front, we've been notorious for it over the years with Hartley and McCoy Mo Johnson and McCoy, Mo Johnson and Haley. We can keep going. Derek John. No, so I mean, why should we not play two up front? I know the football style's changed. I mean, in my time of going to see football, as I keep seeing on here, was the all 1, 2, 3, 5. But that doesn't work now. It's all zonal football, and you've got to So
they tried the two up front and it didn't work.
But I know that, but there's different ways of playing the two up front. Whether for left and right and blah blah blah. When Scotty Arfield came from behind there, playing half a Defoe, we scored some goals. So did Scotty Arfield. So would that work? I don't know. Put Fred in that position. Ojo, put him in that position. I don't know. But for me, Sturridge isn't the answer. Definitely.
Can I come in on that a wee minute?
Sorry, you go.
Okay. Just remember, last season, Morelos was our Player of the Year. Mm-hmm. And for some big chunks of it, apart from his indiscipline, he was probably the best actual footballer, outfield footballer in Scotland, without a shadow of a doubt. His pick-up plays, his assists, his goals he scored, just utterly brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So for me, he was great. And I think our manager wouldn't have any second thoughts about starting him ahead of anyone else in our team. The biggest problem our manager's got is just getting his head right, making sure he doesn't respond to the people niggling at him, that's all, and got on with your game.
I think they'll start Morelos over anybody else that comes in. Even if they bring another striker in, I think if Morelos keeps his head, I think Gerrard will pick him over anyone.
Yeah. Here's one for you guys.
Can we bring in Stardog? He's not a comment for a wee while. How are we doing, Stardog?
Alright, I'm fine. On the Morelos thing, he's got to stiffen me. Crystal Palace is a terrible move for him. Mm-hmm. So as Crystal Palace will struggle next year, they're going to lose Wolf Zaha, they've lost Benteke, they've lost Batshuayi's away back to Chelsea. So that's not a good move for him.
That's what Crystal Palace are, a bottom 7 team next season.
They'll struggle next year, mate. But on to us, Morelos and Defoe. I mean, if you rotate them at the right times, Morelos has just got to keep his heat in the big games, like Bridgeman's saying. That's all we're depending on this year, because we know he can score the goals. Let's all be honest here. We know he can score the goals. So on the wages he's on the new and he's valued there, I would keep him. I wouldn't sell him. I'm like JFK. I wouldn't sell him for between 12 and 18 million, mate. It's got to be more than that. Yep. If them across their side of the city's wanting what they're wanting for their players, well, how should their players not be worth as much? Do you know what I mean?
Well, Morelos is the Australian boy for 15 million. What's
that, mate? What's that? I never even heard what you said. I was still talking there.
Sorry, mate.
But I never heard what you said. What did you say, mate?
I'm saying if Crystal Palace are trying to put a bid in for £12 million, Celtic have the Australian boy Celtic have got the
Roderick
for nearly £50 million. Roderick who can't even play 45 minutes of football. Come on.
I couldn't care less about Tom Rogic anyway. He's a bum. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our star striker, El Buffalo. He'll be there next year, mate. And I expect 40 goals next year. 30 is just not enough. I need 40. Right?
Another 10 against him. Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me anything, Fox.
Why does it bother you what club he goes to if he's leaving Rangers? It doesn't bother me whether he goes to a top championship club or whether he goes to a top Premier club. If he's leaving Rangers, as long as we get the money we're looking for, I don't care where he goes.
I disagree. I don't think that Crystal Palace is a step up for Rangers. I don't think that will progress.
But why would that bother you?
That's not even me talking, mate. That's somebody else.
No, I know.
No, you know that, but I just
the Fox is back. The Fox is
here.
I just
Stardog, you're being controversial again, ain't you, pal?
Well,
what is it, mate?
You want to see your your ex-players doing well, didn't you? You always keep an eye on them, no matter where they go.
No, it's not even about that for me. It's just about the fact that Gerrard's going to say to him, "Are Crystal Palace really bigger than Rangers, mate?" No, they're not. Come on, you're staying here. That's what I'm saying. I'm not interested where anybody goes, Fox. I'm just saying, as a club,
here's one for you.
now.
Whose places are Ebo taking? Because take it from me, he's an automatic starter, without a doubt. So whose place is he taking?
It needs to be Ryan Jacks. It has to be Ryan Jacks.
Who's playing
next
to him?
It's a good shout, that, by the way. It's a good shout. Could be Ryan Jacks.
Who's playing in the midfield next to him?
Stephen Davis.
Can I just... I went to a wee poll on Twitter earlier, and I says, 4 in the midfield, retweet when you voted. So the highest vote is Jones on the left, Arfield, Jack and Ojo, believe it or not. And I think, do you know what? I think everybody's forgetting about Greg Stewart, I know. Nobody's mentioned Greg Stewart.
I'm telling you, Stewart's a cracking player. He can open up defences. No, there's no danger of that.
See, guys, I'm monitoring Facebook here and that for Rangers Radio, you know, and I understand where Gavin and the guys like that come from, and you know, like, you know, the bookies this and the bookies that. But I mean, as a Rangers fan, you know, guys, I'll read you Norman Mackay saying Carroll, Sturridge and Welbeck are injured most games. So why are they not being snapped up with somebody else? Why would Rangers take them?
Exactly.
You know, Morelos' indiscipline is bad, we know. But if we accept any less than 16 to 20 million, why would we want to buy somebody like Andy Carroll? He's injury prone. So that's the kind of things that to me real Rangers fans are thinking. And so let's move on for that. You know, we've got Alfredo Morelos. Let's enjoy him. Let's enjoy the game on Sunday, and let's see where we go forward. If we're going to think about Daniel Sturridge and Danny Welbeck, then that doesn't do us any good. And if Ryan Kent comes back to Rangers, I'm only interested in who's playing for Rangers at this moment in time. And Kent, Sturridge, and Welbeck don't play for Rangers now, so I'm not really too bothered about that. So we should be talking more positive. We seem to be down in Rangers now. And this convo, we're down in it. We're all thinking, why would he sign this and why would he not sign that? Who cares? You know, who cares?
So can I just say, obviously Rangers have bought Morelos for, was it £1 million they bought him for Helsinki?
Yeah, round figure, £1 million, yeah.
So, excluding his wages, see if Rangers sell Morelos for £10 million, that is a serious fucking profit. So, sorry for swearing, that's a serious profit.
Of course it is.
So if they sell him for 12 million or 15 million or whatever it is with a selling clause, they're always going to be an absolute profit.
Of course it is.
Right, question, do you think, take out of the equation Daniel Sturridge, Alfredo Morelos' indiscipline, as we've all called it, right? Do you think that Sturridge would score more goals than Alfredo Morelos in the Scottish Premiership?
No.
Right, okay, that's...
I don't... I really don't.
That for me is watching Alfredo Morelos home and away.
Jimmy, question, see if he'd scored the right few against Celtic, how much would they be worth? Be honest.
I know that, I know.
That's his problem. He hasn't he?
Look, there's hundreds, no hundreds, but there's many Rangers players who have no scored against the puddle drinkers.
Absolutely,
right,
absolutely.
That's the way it goes, you know, some fantastic players. But the fact of the matter is, if I compare Daniel Sturridge with Alfredo Morelos, I would take Alfredo Morelos
every time.
Every time. So, it must be worth 30 million for me.
I would agree with you, right? But you're comparing Sturridge to Morelos, but the other way I look at it is if you played Morelos for 30 games and you played Defoe for 30 games, I would say their goal tally is going to be relatively the same. I really do.
No, I'd agree with that. I'll give you that one, mate. I'd agree with that on the Defoe one, because I think Defoe, I rate Defoe as a player. But But I'm looking
Before
what
36 and Daniel Sturridge just.
I'm looking at what Alfredo Morelos can do, and he's up for the Scottish game.
Of course
Right, he's got a temperament. But I tell you one thing, Daniel Sturridge is a pussy. Right, he's not going to let players bang him about the way Alfredo Morelos does. I know Alfredo loses a temper a bit, right? But if he gets that temper curbed a bit, he's going to score 40 goals. Easy for the Rangers.
Right.
Easy.
Easy.
So Daniel Sturridge for me, up against guys like Akena and guys like that, against this popcorn mouth, a Lego muncher and all then. He's not going to handle that. Sturridge is not going to handle that. And I know Fred hasn't in times, but he's got to learn for that. But Sturridge will never be able to play up here at the pace that we've got. So I'm just hoping that Steven Gerrard sees sense and doesn't decide to use his Liverpool head and get Daniel Sturridge for whatever money it's going to cost. Keep Alfredo, keep Jermaine Defoe, we know I've got him anyway, and let's go forward with that. And maybe bring in a other striker. Who that is, we don't know. But for me, out of sight.
Just not going to happen, Jimmy. There's no way Sturridge is going to come to us at the salary he's on. We couldn't afford even a tenth of that.
He's not in any salary. He's a free.
No, but the wages he could demand. I was with Liverpool. I was on 150, whatever it be. Rangers could hardly afford a tenth of that.
It's not so much his wages, Bizman. I'm just going to. It's a sweary word, but it's not a bad sweary word. He's shite.
No.
Yes.
Well, it won't be at the top of his form because he hasn't played for quite a while.
29 and he's rubbish.
Yeah. I wouldn't say he's rubbish, right? So even if he was on 150 grand a week, he's on a free contract now. He's an England international. Now, I'm not saying he's going to come up here and score 20 goals because he's not. He's going to be a bit. Sorry,
I can't believe we're still talking about this guy, mate. I actually can't believe we're still talking about this guy. 25 minutes in.
We're talking about him because he's
No, but he's not coming. He's not here, mate. We've got a squad. I mentioned the other night. We've got like 30 odd players, mate. We can't be affording any more players in there now. We need to get rid of folk. This isn't the Daniel Sturridge show, man. Like Daniel Sturridge isn't here.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what I mean? Let's just drop the Daniel Sturridge in because he's not here, and I hope he doesn't come. We've got Alfredo Morelos, mate, the top goal scorer in our league last year. What's wrong with him?
Listen, if we're going to
what's wrong with Alfredo Morelos, mate?
Start off, watch that meter, it's exploding.
If we're going to talk about...
Right, you're all getting right out of order now. Behave.
No. If we're going to talk about current squad players, then with the strikers, we've still got Lafferty. Lafferty's still here.
He's off.
No, he's away.
He's no, but
Anyway, guys. We've been joined by a caller on the phone. Let's hope he's going to change the subject. Evening, caller.
Good evening, lads.
Who's that
Just
speaking?
want to say, great show, boys. I've been listening in for a few months now, and I think all the points he's raised are excellent.
What's your name, mate?
Could your name?
My name's Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
What?
And
right,
I was just want to make a wee point. As you doing, man? Just want to make a wee point. Continuing to what you're talking about Morelos. And I tend to think we've been sold down the river here. 13 million for the boy. That boy, as been mentioned tonight, missed 15 games. And the money has been quoted for him just now. I think it's well short of what we can get for that boy. See, for instance, if that lad went to the Copa America, which he didn't, through his discipline, that boy could have, you never know, scored plus Columbia on a wee bit. All of a sudden, his price tag it's not debatable then.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it suits the other side of the city, the less money we get, because we know the money we collect on this boy, we're going to use it to the best of our ability. But there's a time for selling, and there's a time for keeping your cards close to your chest. And the new, I want the boy to stay.
So they are. And that, do you know what really gets to me is the boy for Bournemouth, Callum Wilson, who Chelsea were going to bid £50 million for. And I'll be honest with you, I'd never even heard of Callum Wilson. £50 million they were going to bid for him. And look what Morelos has done up here with missing all the games. He's done it in Europe. All right, he's not done it against Celtic yet. But a player for Bournemouth, £50 million, a striker for Bournemouth.
I know, mate, but you've got to look at the relative way of that. No, there's a different market down in England to up here. We are what we are up here, and they are down there. There's the big money down there, but we are Scotland. We're up here, and that is, we've got to deal with that, you know. And that's the situation that we're in.
Listen, guys, if a bid of roughly 12, 15, anywhere near 12 to 15 million comes in now, there's no debate about this. Our club's taking that money. Make no mistake about it.
100%.
100% they are. 100%. So there's no debate on that. If any club comes in with that kind of offer, Morelos is away for Ibrox.
Yeah.
End off.
See, but it's 12 to 15 million. What's the sell on? Obviously, if he moves on to the next club, what would you put the sell on?
25%. 25% of any sell on. I mean, the puddle drinkers done it with Van Dijk, right? So they done it with him, you know. So and they got a good score out of that. And they also done it with massive Dembele, right? For the Dembele dollar. So they done it with him as well. So if it happened, they would need to put a 25% sell-on fee, a markup price. But look, we're talking here as if Alfredo's away. There's 31 days to go to the transfer window shut.
I think he'll stay. I
think he'll stay. I
had this conversation earlier with my cousin. He says he's 99% sure he's going to go, and I say I'm 100% sure he's going to stay.
Well, I hope so.
Jimmy, can I just ask you a question, pal? How much did the puddle drinkers get for that boy Tierney?
How much did they get? Or did they get? I don't know if he's sold.
He's not sold
all
yet.
Right, he's not gone yet. Okay,
Enough.
We're jumping in here.
Enough.
Well,
we've got a game on Sunday. Sunday. And we've talked about supposed transfers for the last tour.
Right.
Sunday.
Oh.
Game at Ibrox, 3 o'clock kick-off. £10. £10.
I think that Gerrard will start his starting 11 that he wants to start on Sunday, and because obviously we've got the game on Sunday, and then we've got the game on Tuesday. So I think he's going to want his first 11 starting on Sunday to see what they can do.
Fox come in.
What are you saying?
All Fox can't get a word in edgeways. He was trying to say something to us all there.
Yeah, I've had enough of the old Fox, but never mind that.
Sorry, pal.
You'll get banned.
God, I can't wait to get back and working in the background. Wait till I get that oxymoron for disappearing on me. Anyway, carry on. 10 minutes. What have we got? 5 minutes to go. Talk about the game on Sunday. Are you going to watch it on Rangers TV? Are you going to go to the game, or are you just not going to bother?
I'll be there.
I'm there.
I'll hope to beat the big ambassador from Australia. He's going to come to the bistro.
Yeah.
I'll be in a bowling club on Sunday. Fox, if you're interested in going.
What time, Jimmy?
I'll be there about 12 o'clock.
Okay.
There's a wee presentation maybe take place that day. Fox maybe know about that, but we'll go into that. I agree. I think the first 11 that starts on Sunday will be the team that the gaffer plays with on Tuesday night, and he'll tinker a wee bit in the second half. It's Oxford United, should score a few goals, you know, and obviously we'll see some of our new players, and it'll be interesting to see who he plays in that first half. So I'm really looking forward to it, as I always do, going to see the Rangers. Just to let you know that the Rangers games for the Europa league are on Premier Sport, guys. They're not even on BBC or any of that we can all see for nothing. So we're going to have to pay for it if you want to pay for it, which is rubbish. So anyway, come on, Rangers. Keep it going for
that. I think we'll see on Tuesday or even Sunday and Tuesday if he starts Morelos and he starts Morelos on the Tuesday night as well. I think there's a very, very good chance of Morelos playing. I really do.
Was there not rumours that he hasn't been selected for any of the pre-season friendly type games? You know, the bounce games, simply because of these possible transfers coming up, which makes you think he may not be there on Sunday.
I can't see that. I seen Sunday day, but his number been taken in a friendly match. But I think it was just the first 11. Then he put on another fucking. I think it was another 11 after that. I don't think his number's been took for.
He never played. He never played, pal.
Never played. No, you're right.
Was it against the New Saints? Against the New Saints?
Was that was it TNS?
TNS.
The New Saints side, TNS. Well, we'll see. We'll see on Sunday if he's in the squad and if he starts. But I really think that he will start against against St Joseph's on Tuesday night. I just can't see past Morelos starting up front. I really can't.
Can I ask Jimmy to give us what he thinks is going to be the team, the starting 11 on Sunday?
Sunday? Well, you put me right on the spot there.
Of course, that's what I'm here for.
I would have a bottle and 3 cans here.
Go for it.
The walks Amora. I've got my stick out for Amora. Well, obviously, I go with Griggsy and goals. Right? And then, obviously, my back 4. And I would still go with Tavernier, Katic, goals, and I'm going to go for Barisic.
Barisic, yep.
Anyway, just to cut across, you got a last minute call for Stevie for the drum. How we doing, Stevie?
How you doing, lads? All right.
Stevie, I'm having a nightmare tonight. This is murder.
Stevie's never stopped moaning the whole night.
You've come on too late, Stevie.
I couldn't get away, guys. I couldn't. The whole up there's bouncing, man. There are people from everywhere. At my United Nations hat on up there. What was I going to say, guys? I caught the last 20 minutes there. Can I say this? We can't run this show on if, buts and maybes. Let's just put our faith in the gaffer and Mark Allen. They'll decide what's best for the team. They see what's there. All this talking about is he coming and he'll do this and he'll do that. So if, buts and maybes. Just have a bit of faith in the gaffer and just let's talk about the squad that's there and talk about what's going to happen. We've got a game here Sunday. I totally agree. You're going to see flashes of who maybe Gerrard's going to have starting in his first 11. The bottom line here is, guys, I just came on to tell you all because I've had a couple of shandies. I love you all, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the boys tomorrow at the big day tomorrow through Glasgow. And can I say this to all the Rangers supporters who will be in Glasgow City Centre tomorrow? It's our city. Enjoy our culture. Keep our hands in our pockets and our tongues in the ivory box. Let's show a bit of respect and let's give the Orange people all the respect under the sun and let's enjoy our day tomorrow, okay? And listen, guys, I'll see you at the bistro on Sunday if you are going to be there, Jimmy. I didn't know about the bowling club. But listen, guys, Bridge, keep it going for a teddy bear. Keep it going. I need to go because I've got a kebab coming for Big Mark for England. Oh, right, I'll see you.
I'll see you. Who pays for that, Stevie?
I pay for it, man. He's my visitor. He's my guest.
Make sure you dig money.
Oh, he's like an Aberdonian, short Arabs and low pockets. He'll look at a penny after Big Mark. There you go. But listen, boys, stop talking about the if, buts and maybes. At the end of the day, just let Mr. Gerrard, we've got my faith on him and Mark Allen. They'll get players out and they'll bring players in. And we need to stop talking about Rangers being skint. How do we know what Rangers are sitting with? Guys, think about it. Have a think about it. We talk as if there's no money there for that. We need to get rid of it. We don't need to. These guys, the three bears and the troops at the top of the tree know exactly what they're doing. They've got Mark Allen and Mr. Gerrard who knows what they're doing. They've got a plan for the future. Just let's stick by them. Let's talk about the games from now on in, what we're talking about. Sturridge and all these guys, man, it's all kerfuffle, it's all shite until it's happening, sorry for swearing. Until they're storing where I'm at, or they're on Rangers TV, I better not talking about them. So I butts and babies. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to cut this short. My buzzer's going to go. I can see him stoating along the street now. I hope he's not singing. Right, I'm away. Right, good night, guys.
Right,
I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Right,
And Jimmy, just before I go, but I've got a wee envelope for your bowling, your Erskine bowling thing,
Right,
okay,
pal.
mate?
Good
All
man.
right, so you can
See you
hand that
tomorrow.
into the troops. All right, guys. Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
man,
Stevie.
Stevie.
Right, Stevie, thank God we got a bit of sense there right at the end.
Oh,
Anyway,
that
it's
was
that
the
time of night. Quiet.
best caller of the night, Big Stevie.
Oh, you're a sook, Jimmy.
I'm the same, lads. I'm off. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and all the best. And I'll
All the
probably
best.
speak to you soon.
Right, pal.
Right,
Right, all the best, buddies. We'll see you
cheers,
later. Right?
guys.
Cheers,
Right,
mate. Bye.
Ridge man, give your final call.
Okay, pal, can I just say it was a marvellous night tonight, really good. Didn't expect it to be as good, but it was really smashing. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Good conversations, really good discussions there. Well done to everybody. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is, huge game for us. Our first game of the season, friendly though it is, huge game. Keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us. Just keep it going.
I want to apologise. We got a few questions for Twitter and Facebook tonight. Didn't manage to get them in because people were just having a right good gab. Thanks to everybody that sent them in. Thanks to the people that took part. We'll be back on Monday night. There's no match show on Sunday because we're all at the game. So thanks very much for listening, and we'll see you all on Monday.